Okay, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic, Lesson Known Classics. This is episode number 2093 and Doubleshot 1987. Now, I pretty much have here two sci-fi related trades. Well, one from basically '05, the other one, of course, from about 2018. First up, we have the second trade of Legion Superheroes. This is Death of a Dream. And as you can tell, it's pretty much the same exact cover as Volume 1. Like, this is Volume 2, this is Volume 1. Mostly put it's the same cover, except that, like, you have Cosmic Boy on the cover instead of basically Brainiac. We have Queen Phasma, who looks like Dream Girl. And they replace Chameleon Boy, Sunboy with, I think this is Matter Lad. They place him on the second volume with... They say this is kind of basically Cosmic Boy's Legion, which is comprised of Starman, who's actually black in this continuity. Yes, he's black. Do not know why. Saturn Girl, and of course, Micro Lad. Well, Colossal Boy. Yeah, mostly put basically in this story. A lot of stuff comes ahead here, where in this course, these issues, by the way, this book contains issues 7 to 13 of Legion Superheroes Volume 5. What happens in issues? Well, we do see a split in the Legion. We have a group of Legionnaires led by Cosmic Boy, who is the actual leader of the team, and the other half led by Brainiac 5. And the way that Mark Waid writes these two is that these two don't like each other. And at one point, then they have a conversation with Invisible Kid's father, and I think it's Lightning. They're talking like, "You're Invisible Boy's father, aren't you?" She's like, "Yes, he's my son." And of course, it's mentioned that he went from a small officer to basically a top position very quickly. He pokes fun of that and basically not having, well, this is over a meeting where Science Police, where throughout these issues have not been very cooperative with the Legion Superheroes, unlike they have been over the years. Like, since they first showed up in the Legion Superheroes comics, they've generally been very cooperative, and they usually work alongside the Legion. Mark Waid's run is like, oh yeah, let's not do that for this group, this version of Legion. Let's have them basically not work alongside them, and basically have it where the Science Police are depicted as jealous over the success of the Legion. Oh yeah, at one point, get this. Invisible Boy's father tries to arrest 3 members of the Legion, and Lightning is like, nope, not happening, we're not getting arrested. Yeah, basically tells him to call them off, or he basically destroy his office, kind of. And of course, with Queen Phasma in here, and it turns out a lot of the stuff that's been going in the books in issue 1 was all manipulation of this strange villain who also can manipulate people's memories. And he gets arrested. And at one point, his player gets killed, and there's also a war going on. Apparently, also the Universal Planets wanted to span the Legion. Not the first time they've actually tried to do this. As a matter of fact, they actually did this like once during the original Legion's time. The pre-Zero version actually tried to span them. Actually did disband them. Here they tried to do it again, so they could basically draft teenagers to a war that they're not going to win. An unwinnable war. And at one point, Cosmic Boy is told to lead the planet because his planet Ball has seceded from the Unification Planets. Yes. So he's like he basically contacts parents, says goodbye to them, and he basically says, screw that, I'm not leaving, and basically kind of forcibly reconciles with Brainiac 5 and unlocks the thing with the powers of the Legionnaire rings. Also, prior to this, basically, Cosmic Boy, decided to, while Brainiac 5 was off-world, decided to raid his lab without his permission. Yes, Cosmic Boy is paranoid. That is pretty much the whole thing of this one. Paranoia and stupidity. Though, we do get this resolved by the end of the thing, where Legion has finally combined forces. They're basically on the same page. And of course, Dream Girl is knocked unconscious, and basically Shoes Powers focused in for what it is. And, well, they do resolve the storyline that we're going to issue 1 by the end of issue 13. Though I do gotta admit, this opening story was, you could say it's a bit of a mixed bag. due to the fact that a lot of characters are going to be inconsistent from the previous versions. Like, you could point the blame at Mark Waid for basically writing Cosmic Boy to be inconsistent to his original version. Also, for some reason, Alpha's blue. Yes, despite the fact normally his colors are purple. Yes, that was one change they made here I thought was kind of weird. I mean, design-wise, it looks similar to his other traditional costumes he has. But normally his costume is black and purple, not black and blue. I mean, yeah, it is Cosmic Boy, just by the face and the fact he's lead of the lead superheroes. Yep. At one point, he has Syncopate trying to leave, but tells him, no, not resigning. But this is definitely an interesting story, what it is. And thank God I got past this one. Though we're going to get more weirdness with this run when Supergirl shows up. Yes, Supergirl. We'll get that in Volume 3. Yep. But that's it for that one. I'm going to give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Next up is a book that's one of the... It was actually one of 2 titles that were canceled with issue 6. 6. From the New Age Hero line, we have No Challengers. Yes, No Challengers. Which is supposed to be a revamped version of the Jack Kirby classic Challengers of the Unknown. Now you're probably thinking, who writes this book? Scott Snyder. Yep. Yes, he does. Excuse me. With Adam Kubert on the artwork. Yes, this is one of those titles where like halfway through the book, you read this book like, oh, the artwork changes. Yes, this is another book where the artwork changes after 3 issues. Yes, some could say this is probably led to the downfall of this line, because the artist had to leave the book after 3 issues. Do not know why. This book had good artists. Andy Kubert, really good. And they replaced him with V. Ken Martin. By the way, Scott said co-writes our book with Eric Gatsby. Now, this actually is one of 3 books he's writing at that point. He was writing Justice League, this book, and The Immortal Man. I believe so, right? Let me check that just to be sure. Let's see. No, that's right, by James Tinieth. Yeah, he's the one who writes it. So, I think this may have been like the only comic book he was writing for the New Age Hero line. You think he really? Yes, really. He also wrote the Batman Who Laughs. He wrote that miniseries same time as this one. Yeah. Now, of course, new challenges came out of the events of Dark Knight's Metal, an event he worked on. And like halfway through the book, they had a couple of the challengers die. They mostly put this book, like in the case of the previous book they featured, which was I think it was like DC Comics Presents. DC Universe, excuse me. Yes, DC Presents. Yeah, DC Universe Presents, where they have featured the book, and then like half the team had killed him before the run got finished up. Here it's like, oh, we have basically they had a group of challenger show by issue like 2 or 3, I think it was, where these were the ones based with the Jack Kirby version, and it's like the original version meets the 90s reboot. That's most of what this one is. And then Shady's book got canceled in only 6 issues. It's not a terrible book per se. No, it just basically got canceled due to low sale. That's the only problem with it. Could I see a reason why people couldn't buy this book? I could kind of see the reason why. Because New Challengers is very much an original title. And here's the thing. Out of all Jack Kirby titles he ever did for DC, Challengers the Unknown is not, like in the case of current times, it's not a title people are not familiar with. And here's the thing, if you ever read that run, like the Jack Kirby issues are good, but he leaves after 8 issues. The rest of the book is a snooze fest. It is like when I read it, I was so bored, but I read every issue because I want to finish it. Yeah, that was the biggest problem I had with the Challenger. I like the whole idea of Challenger. The whole point of them is that they're DC's version of Fantastic Four. That's mostly what these people are. And for New Age Hero line, they weren't treated as like that. Apparently, they gave that concept together to the Terrifics for some reason. Yeah, I don't know the reason for this. Now, yes, like I said, New Challengers is basically a revamp of the old Jack Kirby classic, but done in a style probably you wouldn't like. And you would think, Andy Kubert, big name artist, buy the book. And the book didn't sell too well. My guess is the sales slipped for this book probably when the Andy Kubert left the book. Yeah, probably don't think it's Ken Marion, but that's probably the reason why the sales slipped. I'm sure Andy Kubert people bought it because of him, because he's still very popular. As a matter of fact, he's actually one of 3 signature artists we have right now in the industry, along with his brother, Adam Kubert, and John Romita Jr. Yes. Like, I even spoke about this at Wells. Yeah, 3 second-generation artists we have in basically doing comics now, and Andy Kubert's one of them. Yep. Though, I don't know if he did anything lately, but I think that's the reason the book got canceled, why the sales basically dropped. The artists left. Yes. And nothing with the story. It was basically, some people probably bought it because Andy Kubert. Yes. I think him leaving basically got the book canceled. Yes. I didn't have this book canceled after 5 issues. I didn't realize it would last for 6. No, it's been like 5 years since I read this book. So, it slipped my mind the fact they released 6. I thought it was 5. I couldn't remember it was like 5 issues, the book got canceled. But no, apparently it was 6. Well, I remember the book got canceled with issue 5. Like, that was the last issue published. But I don't remember, like, if in fact it was like that. I don't know. Though I heard that was the reason why. According to I heard an article, that was the reason it got canceled because of low sales. Oh. So that's something. You're probably thinking, what are you talking about, Nick? Well, apparently, according to the Wiki site, apparently this was a limited series, despite the fact it was never listed on the damn cover. Yes, one of those times. Ongoing series. And then someone said, oh, it's a limited series because it was 6 issues. This was ongoing, was canceled after this because of low sales. That's where the book ended. Not because of limited series. Low sales. Yeah. That's probably someone from think, oh yeah, it was limited series. Despite the fact it really wasn't. Not really, no. Mostly they're fighting like a dark multiverse version of themselves. That's most of what it is. Mm-hmm. They have someone called Prof. Professor Hanley, which he's a reimagining of a classic character from the original book. Yep. The Challengers, the Unknown. And by the way, were they headquartered at Challengers Mountain? Oh, heck yes. Yep. Yes, they were. And they have these weird purple outfits with, looks like hourglasses on them. And, yeah, they're creations of Jack Kirby. And these are the members. Well, from their first appearance. And you have, basically, Lester, Rocky Davis, Walter Hanley, Professor, Red Ryan, and Ace Morgan. That's your challengers for the start of that book. But what about the relaunch book? Was it the same lineup? Well, this is your lineup for new challengers. You have Bethany Hopkins, Crunch, Moose Barber, and Trina Alvarez. Brittany Hopkins, is she a reimagining of the classic character from Jack Kirby? Nope, completely original. Yep, completely original character. Crunch. Crunch was, well, apparently he first appeared back in First Issue number 6. Okay, so he's reimagined of a different Jack Kirby character from a group known as Dagobats, and they have him part of the Legion of the New Challengers. Interesting. My guess is the reason why they included him because he's a Jack Kirby character. Why not feature him? Moses Barber, an original character who had a stamp on his arm. Trina Alvarez, another original character. So far for this group, you have 4 members that were, well. Now, what about? There's also Maverick Corbett. He actually is from the previous Challenge of the Black, where he made experience in the current continuity. He actually is from the Volume 3 continuity, which was a reboot. Yes. Well, it was from the Volume 3 done by Stephen Grant. So he's a Stephen Grant character. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Then you have Brenda Raskin, who actually is from the original run. She was part of the DC Universe Presents book. Yeah, it's like, apparently whoever wrote anything related to the Challengers in this continuity clearly were fans of Jack Kirby because they featured a lot of people who were part of that group. Because part of this particular series coming out, the only appearances part of that were in DC Universe Presents, Issue of Phantom Ranger, and DC Dark Knight's Metal. Yeah, the original Legion was made her debut in issue number 6. Well, post-crisis version, post-Flashpoint version, you have June Ribbons. Yep. She, of course, is... She is definitely from the original era of the Challengers. Yep. You have her. There is also the other members. Ken Kanawa, who was from Volume 3. And you also have Clay Brody, who is also from Volume 3 as well. Yes. So it's kind of like, oh, let's just mix and match characters from past books, per se, and just put them in this book. Okay, perfectly fine. If you're a Jack Kirby fan, I do recommend checking this book out because it's really good. Of course, he appears by Aquaman in here. He makes reappearance in this book. But it's just really good. Nothing bad here, per se. It is something, though, that we have one of the members, Professor turning, becoming a bad guy. Yep. But yeah, really good stuff for Challengers. So when it comes to Challenge Unknown in the current continuity, you might think, okay, have I reviewed everything for this group? Yep, I have. There is nothing to review for them. Yep. So, not much to say about this group. Now, in the case of New Age Hero Line, what else is left? Well, there is Curse to Brimstone. There's one. There is the second volume for Sideways. Let me take a look here just to be sure about that. Yeah, what else is left? Let's see. So I have second volume for Damage. Let's see. There is Curse the Brimstone. And The Unexpected. So basically about 3 books left. Yep. I've already covered, so far, I've covered the Damage, the Silencer, the Terrifics, the Immortal Men, This book, Hawkman was also part of this line too, but for some reason they didn't list here. But it was launched as part of the line. Yes, so as of now, I've reviewed most of it. So just about 3 books left. Though the Curse of Brimstone, that was like 2 volumes. That one, so you got the 2 volumes from that line. Yeah, basically like for graphic novels wise, so you have like about 4 comics left. Yep, 4. Would the book be interesting to review? Yes, most definitely. Yeah, and the strange thing is, this is the most recent thing they've done with the Legion. Yep, Legion, the Challengers. Yep, the most recent thing they've done with them. They haven't done anything with them since then, per se, but it's a nice idea. If you're a Jack Kirby fan, I do recommend checking it out because these are Jack Kirby characters, like most of them anyway, but not all of them. Okay, so that's episode review. Next up is Don't Tell Miss Nagaro. And I'm going to briefly head back to do, after that one, I'm going to do 4 episodes of Changeman. Okay, next video. Bye.